Hello, my fellow piano lovers all over the world. It's been a long time since I made my last video on the Plera or Spanish dance by Granados. So here I am today to play for you a little waltz by Brahms. By the way, before I start, let me thank you all for your wonderful comments on my last two videos on the Granados and the Chopin, the beautiful Chopin Mazurka in A minor. Now, turning to my notes here, see, Brahms wrote the waltzes for piano at the age of 33. But by then he was already a very great master. He had already composed the German Requiem and the first piano concerto. Very heavy works. Till then he'd been writing very big, colossal, heavy works. And now he returns to an instrument that he knew inside out and that he loved, which was the piano. And he writes a set of 16 waltzes, which he dedicated to the critic Hanslick. Even though he was already a master, Brahms was only 33 years old, and he still didn't have his beard, but he was beginning to put on weight. His cheeks were beginning to get puffed out. He had the beginning of a double chin. And gone were the heartbreakingly handsome, unbearable good looks in the photograph we have of him at the age of 25, when every girl in the choir that he conducted in Hamburg, the women's choir, was in love with him. So Brahms dedicated these beautiful waltzes to the Viennese critic Hanslick, who was a great admirer of Brahms, and Hanslick was absolutely thrilled that Brahms dedicated these waltzes to him. Now, these waltzes are totally unlike anything written before as waltzes. To us, waltz means the waltzes of Johann Strauss, father and sons, the Blue Danube being the most famous waltz in the world, then Waldteufel's Skater's Waltz. But these were written for the orchestra. But these waltzes of Brahms are even unlike those of Chopin, which were written for piano solo and are very elegant and very, very beautiful. But Brahms's waltzes are very tender and inward-looking and full of hidden counterpoint. Brahms loved counterpoint. So this is not the kind of counterpoint that we find, for instance, in the two-part inventions of Bach. That's clearly two-part counterpoint. But here the counterpoint is hidden. Secret voices speaking in the left hand, while the right hand continues to play the melody. Today I would like to record the third of the 16 waltzes. The 14th is the most famous, the one in A flat, which is in every piano anthology in the world. But this waltz is in C sharp minor. It's number 3 in the set. The waltzes can be played as a full set, all 16, which is probably what concert pianists and virtuosos do. Or one can combine them into little groups of 3 or 4, depending on one's choice, and play them in any order one wishes. Or one can play just one, as I'm going to play today. This is the shortest of the 16 waltzes, only 3 lines, but Brahms has crammed a ton of beauty into these 3 lines. Unfortunately, it is in G sharp minor, which is 5 sharps, and that inevitably also means double sharps, because it's in a minor key, so you have an F double sharp for the 7th degree. Why did he not write this waltz in A minor, which would have been only one semitone higher, or in G minor, which would have been only one semitone lower? For most of us, our ears would not even be able to detect this semitone higher or lower. But I suppose to Brahms it meant a lot. Playing in G sharp minor also means playing on the black keys, where the fingers are prone to slip on the keys and fall into the gaps between the black keys. So it is altogether more difficult. And for many of these waltzes, he's chosen keys with lots and lots of sharps and flats that only Brahms knows why. So I think this is quite a long introduction for such a short waltz. So I will not be more wordy, but one thing I want to say, it's like this. Very, very tender. But the phrasing is 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Throughout the waltz, he has this phrase line on. And you must be very, very careful to observe that phrase line when you play this waltz, because therein lies much of its beauty also. So, here we go. So, my dear friends, enjoy playing this beautiful waltz. Please write your comments and let me know what you feel about it. And until we meet next time, happy piano playing.